Ever since Charlie's murder, Candace Owens has leveled a flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for this show. She's made them against some of Charlie's closest friends and against some of his most dedicated employees. I would say we have suffered more harassment from these people than we have from Antifa supporters who overtly celebrate Charlie's murder. And just like a lot of those Antifa members, many of these people take this delight in how gross and unpleasant they can be. What our friends have had to endure is not funny, and it's not insignificant. It is evil. I have seen it.
Dude, that's a crazy statement, okay? Saying that Candace Owens is worse than the Antifa people who were making fun of Charlie's death. Wow, bro. She's evil. That's insane, bro. But, dude, all of these people are technically evil. I mean, they all use religion in a, like, half-baked, you know, totally inconsistent way where they literally attack each other. Right? They do. They attack everybody as though they are gods, and they lie, and they cheat, and they commit adultery, and they ignore the scriptures, and they use religion as a cudgel. They play God. I mean, they're all like scoundrels. I mean, the thing is they just normally never have an issue with it because they're all ganging up on us. But now they're directing the energy they've aimed at us for years. Now they're directing at each other, and they're like, oh my God, you're evil. No, you're evil. It's like the Spider-Man meme, right? But Candace is a grifter. She will lie, cheat, and steal for clout and money.
She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country.
I have to applaud that audacity. I have to applaud it. You do. You have to applaud it.
Dude, I mean, I think I know where she's going with this. Because look at this. Blake says Candace is evil. She's dividing the movement. And then Blake says she's profiting off Charlie's death. But like, homie, you dumb motherfucker. You're sitting on a set that says The Charlie Kirk Show with a picture of Charlie Kirk dressed like Donald Trump with Charlie Kirk's empty chair. You tweet 50 times a day from Charlie Kirk's social media. You put videos on Charlie Kirk's YouTube account. Tell me who is profiting off Charlie fucking Kirk, bro. Like, I mean, the nerve, dude. The nerve, right? What are we talking about? Now, Candace is grifting too. Of course, she's the #1 podcast because she's sowing discord about Charlie Kirk's death, and she's weaponizing the conspiracy theorists and the 4chaners and the Redditors to fucking think, is this a Zionist TPUSA? Did Erica Kirk do it? She's doing all that, right? And she's a force. She's got a big voice. Yeah. So they're all doing it. But the fact that he's calling her out for this is hilarious, bro.
These, excuse me here, but like, I'm trying not to swear. These men, okay, this company, these amazing lads over here have the audacity to accuse me of enriching myself when they were out there selling t-shirts, okay, of what Charlie died in to enrich themselves. Were they giving those t-shirts away for free at the Staples Centers? No, they were selling kit of what Charlie died in to the tune of $80 million plus that they made in the first 3 weeks, okay? They made their entire budget for the year in the first couple of weeks following Charlie's assassination. And they are attacking me with zero proof that I've made a single dollar off of Charlie's assassination. I did not sell a cup. I did not sell a mug. Okay.
I mean, dude, she's made a ton of money off Charlie's. Like, her views have quadrupled, and she's just sitting on Charlie, her finger on the Charlie Kirk button. So she's a liar and a grifter too, but she has a point though. I mean, like, they are fucking profiting in every way, shape, and form.
All I did was do what I already do for a living. Okay. I podcast and I investigate things. I investigate things that I feel passionate about. Sometimes it's Kamala's genealogy.
Oh, yeah.
And she's saying she wants to be the president and things aren't making sense. And I sense that she is lying. Sometimes it's Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds when they tried to destroy a man's life who's not even on my quote unquote political team.
Yeah, I mean, she investigates whatever's getting the views, right? Whatever makes this sound, she investigates. And, you know, Charlie is like, dude, oh, Lord. They're all crashing out, guys, because she's a wrecking ball right now. And again, I love it. Let's get the wrecking ball swinging.
Sometimes it's Brigitte and why we are colluding with nations to cover the obvious fact that Brigitte was born a male. And this time it's personal and it's you. Do you want to know what all of these investigations have in common? Liars who lie and think that the public is too stupid to see through their lies. That is how we got into this. Okay? I did not sell anything. You did that. You guys did that. You guys continued to do that. You guys wanted to just move on and to grift off of Charlie's legacy. I dedicated myself to figuring out who murdered him. So,
for the past 2.5 months, there is a topic that has flooded our freedom inbox. It has been nonstop on social media.
Freedom.
Which we have almost totally avoided on this show. You probably already know what I'm talking about, which shows just how ubiquitous it has been. Ever since Charlie's murder, Candace Owens has leveled a flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for this show. She's made them against some of Charlie's closest friends and against some of his most dedicated employees. She has suggested that Michael McCoy, Charlie's chief of staff, knew Charlie would be murdered, was happy that he died, and stayed silent because he was told he would be the next Charlie.
Oh, shit. Dude, I mean, maybe she's right.
That Michael is not his real name. It is. I have seen his birth certificate myself.
Oh, dude, he's looked at his birth certificate.
She has called it suspicious that Mikey's wife, who works at Turning Point, helped plan the campus tour event where Charlie was murdered, which she didn't, by the way. She doesn't work on campus events. Candace has suggested the Utah Valley University event was unusual and its details suggested a, quote, inside job. She has claimed that foreign aircraft have followed Erica Kirk around the country and that Turning Point has lied about this happening. She has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erica to take over for him if he died. She has suggested Charlie's security team intentionally denied him first aid after the shooting to ensure that he died. She has raised suspicions about the head of our technical team because he took an SD card out of a camera. She has...
I mean, that's a little weird, though. Like, we haven't seen those SD cards, right? I mean, some weird shit did go down.
Claims that Tyler Boyer, who we just had on the show, sexually abuses male interns. She has suggested that...
I mean, Tyler Boyer, I don't know about that, but he has covered up grapes for TPUSA.
TPUSA faith-affiliated pastors, like theologian Frank Turek, who we'll have on in a moment, and Pastor Rob McCoy, are part of a military, quote, infiltration of Turning Point, either because they are veterans or because they have family members who are. Even if not everyone has been named specifically, though, Candace has effectively tarred everyone here with complicity in Charlie's death by repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed by, quote, everyone.
Dude, she's doing a lot of damage.
She has said Charlie's murder, quote, had to be approved by Charlie's friends, and then suggested those friends might have her murdered too for, quote, knowing the truth. She has made claims of financial impropriety and fraud at Turning Point, adding up into the millions of dollars, which, again, is not true. Charlie made sure the organization was audited by a third party every year. He personally reviewed and he signed off on every expense report, and literally every single bill paid by the organization down to a single United States dollar. We have never missed a 990 deadline. Candace has made other stranger allegations involving French paratroopers in maroon shirts, Egyptian Air Force planes flying out of Provo, Utah, and potential underground assassins traveling through unseen tunnels. At one point in early November, she started wildly throwing suspicion on members of Utah Valley's soccer team for wearing hoodies. I could go on. There is always something new coming up, and none of it ever pans out.
See, I'd like to pause here, though, guys. You ready? So here's one of the things that is interesting, okay? He just read a laundry list of, like, hilarious shit that, yeah, Candace has fucking... I mean, you've seen everybody freaking out. Everyone in the right wing. Ben Shapiro, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, right? They're all choosing a side, right? And she's made these crazy outlandish claims, even like stepping away for Thanksgiving week because of French snipers, okay? Now, these guys have absolutely lied. TPUSA has. They've made questionable moves and they've lied. So there's like a lot of like suspicion on both sides of this equation. But you ready for this? Here's the thing. They had to do this. She has made it so they have to respond to her. Their normal tack is to just let the people talk. This is normally what you do, guys. If it's really shit that like you don't want to address, that maybe you think has no founding in truth or something you're really trying to hide, you just don't address it, okay? The rule is to just not respond. But Candace has made it so they are fucking responding. They are having to answer to her. Think about that. Like Candace is going on the podcast every day and she's leveraging some new outrageous claim. And then TPUSA has to go on their podcast of the dead guy responding to Candace Owens. So, like, she can, like, lead them anywhere she wants now because she has done enough damage that they are literally having to respond. And now she's going to take their response and leverage more suspicion against TPUSA because she's going to point out every way that they're lying. Like, she's created a fucking MAGA feedback loop of destruction. And now they are in the loop, dude. It's on. The game is on.
Because from the start, there has been nothing there. The attacks and allegations from Candace are either lies or they are innuendos thrown around with a total reckless disregard for the truth so that Candace can manipulate and string along an audience of people who don't realize they are being played.
Now they're insulting Candace's audience too. He's saying basically, Candace, hey, if you watch Candace and believe her shit, you're an idiot, right? Dude, they're now telling part of the MAGA base that you guys are like the dumb Democrats. You're too stupid to know Candace is lying. Bro, they're on it, boss. They're on it. Oh, shit.
Instead of being able to grieve properly after one of the most heinous murders in American history, a murder many of us had to witness, my friends have had to endure harassment from people who have gotten whipped up by what Candace is saying. In fact, I would say we have suffered more harassment from these people than we have from Antifa supporters who overtly celebrate Charlie's murder.
He's saying Candace Owens and her MAGA followers are worse than the Antifa radical leftists. I mean, think about how bold that statement is, guys.
What our friends have had to endure is not funny, and it's not insignificant.
It's insane.
It is evil. I have seen it. For months, we have received hundreds, thousands, I suspect, emails and calls asking us to respond. People have wanted us to invite Candace on the show. But for a long time, our approach was to say nothing. We did that for several reasons.
Dude, what if Candace goes on the show and she sits in Charlie's chair? Oh, shit. Can you imagine if she gets up and sits in Charlie's chair? Oh, what would they do, bro? Dude, what would they do? Would they have a fist fight? Right? Would it be like Jerry Springer? Oh, that would be the move, dude. She goes to their studio and she sits in his chair and then she uses a Charlie's catchphrase. Oh man, that would be amazing.
First, we thought that her prevarications were so absurd that nobody would believe them. We shouldn't have to answer questions about secret tunnels or Egyptian Air Force planes. That sort of thing is just, it's beneath contempt to respond to. The second reason we've said so little, though, is because there's a good rule of thumb.
And yet
which Charlie
they're responding.
Followed. Do not feed the trolls. Focus on the mission. Reviving America, uplifting young people, making heaven crowded. Don't give air to...
Making heaven crowded. And yet, we're responding to all this because Candace has done so much damage that our own people are rebelling. Candace, I think you're a grifter and you're insane and I don't really like you at all, but like, Godspeed. You're fucking burn it all to the ground, Candace. Candy-O, like, I can't stand you, Candy, but please burn this whole thing down.
Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen.
Here we go.
In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly. If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court. Our motivation for doing this is not out of any obligation to Candace. It is about honoring Charlie. We feel a deep responsibility to protect his legacy, his work, and the truth. I feel that. I owe Charlie everything in my life.
Charlie!
I feel it immensely. And that is why we feel compelled to speak clearly and openly now. We'll have more on this in the near future.
Okay, so there we go. I know that was a lot to listen to. So he reads a laundry list of shit and he challenged. The gauntlet has been thrown.
Gaslight us on answering basic details. So we just went for it. And guess what? Turning Point has moved to formally respond to all the things that we have said. And after a very long diatribe in which they wildly misrepresent the public and global investigation of Charlie Kirk's assassination, they at long last issued a public invitation or a challenge. I'm not sure what it is, but I accept. Okay? Quite literally, all we have ever asked for were sensible answers to our basic questions about what transpired on September 10th. And it looks like we're going to get those things. So major win. I am excited.
All right. So look, she accepts. Okay. But now though, but you ready? It gets thicker though, because look, the live stream we announced has been set 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local on Monday, December 15th. But look at this. They fucking put it on her husband's birthday. Candace says, okay, I'll do it. But she wants to appear from her studio like everybody does, guys. There are very few occasions where people actually go to the studio. Dude, I don't think that looks good, right? I think that even these other people are fucking recognizing this, right? Look at this. This MJ Truth Ultra, this person is like the biggest MAGA shithead on the internet. And look at what he's saying. After Candace Owens accepted the debate challenge, Blake Neff demands Candace Owens come to Phoenix in 11 days and demands an answer by the end of the day. I'm not even in Candace Owens' shoes, and I wouldn't go to that shit. Do it virtually. This does not look good for TPUSA. Dude, this is MAGA v. MAGA. This is a huge MAGA shithead saying, wow, the other huge MAGA shitheads are like, don't look good, right? Isn't that funny? I mean, dude, this is good. This is like juicy.
If we needed any more evidence that nothing that they do is genuine and that this was an obvious planned PR move, here is what Blake tweeted out just now before we went live on the show. Yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to allegations and accusations that you have made. We have decided that response will be delivered during a live stream, as he said, a live stream on December 15th. Thank you for your response, letting us know that you will not be joining the in-person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. Why are you proceeding without me? To have a conversation that is about me. Why am I getting 24 hours to respond? Why do you need me there in person if you are trying to be sincere and answer the very many questions that I have brought up on this show?
Yeah, Dude, they are civil warring, bro. Dude, I love to see it. Again, these people are all grifters, okay? These people are all like, it is a huge clown show, but this is good. Like, I hope this continues. Man, I hope Candace starts spinning some crazy fucking yarns. I'm going to make more videos about this shit. Like, because, dude, the last thing I want is a like empowered TPUSA, guys. Okay? I'm serious. That is the last thing that America wants, is an empowered and powerful TPUSA. They right now they're not like very skilled, but they are dangerous. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of Zionism. They have a lot of evangelical like backing, and they want to get into middle schools. They want to get into high schools, and they want to completely weaponize every facet of Christianity to like take power. They want we're ruled by the Bible. That's what they want, guys. These people that are backing TPUSA, they want the US government to not be like, you know, to be governed by the US Constitution. They want the US government to be governed by their interpretation of the Bible. That's what they want. That's what they're after. That's what this is about. This is not Republicans versus Democrats. These are people who want us ruled by the Bible, right? You go to work and you read the Bible. You disrespect Christianity or God and you go to jail, right? You are not, you know, you're gender non-conforming, you go to jail. You are a Democrat, you get zero political power. Maybe you go to jail. Like, dude, it's fucked up. This is some serious shit, guys. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.